So I was going to ask you just a question about necessary equipment and perhaps even delve a little bit into costs. I have colleagues, one in anesthesia and one in vascular surgery. They both have very portable ultrasound probes that simply dangle around their necks, similar to wearing a stethoscope. And then it's linked to a handheld device, either a tablet or their phone. And the anesthesiologist can look directly at the aortic root in the preoperative area. He can assess gastric contents, and that's a huge issue these days with semi-glutides coming up for anesthesia. Do they have gastric retention? You can assess sudden development of a pneumothorax. So many instantaneous uses. The vascular surgeon can instantaneously assess venous and arterial flow. They're also, especially when I go online, there are elaborate carts with all sorts of adapters and huge visual screens. Some have color. So how do we go about choosing the best equipment that might be cost effective for musculoskeletal needs?
And the technology and the advancements are probably one of the more exciting things with ultrasound. You mentioned the very portable units, so there's a couple on the market. Some of them are a hardwired link to a cell phone or to a screen. Other ones linked via either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I think the one you described is Butterfly. The one that I typically use in clinic is called Clarius. And those are what I say are a very good portable option. I would say that the image quality isn't the best. So if you're trying to use it for, say, an ultrasound guided carpal tunnel release, that may not be your best option, but the ultra portability is really, really nice. Those units start somewhere in the range of $4,000 to $6,000 for the unit. And then many times there's a subscription fee to use their cloud services of about $500 a year. But it's a really nice kind of entry level type machine. You kind of mentioned the bigger machines, which I would call cart-based machines. And I would tell you the days of the $300,000 ultrasound machine that the OBGYN people use that take up half a room have really gone away. Most of the units have gotten a lot smaller. The ones I use in clinic are made by GE. It's called a GE Venue Go. I think Sonosite and Fujifilm and Samsung and Alpinion all make very nice cart-based machines. And they usually start around the $25,000 to $30,000 range, and then usually kind of go up into the mid $60,000 to $70,000 range. And really the difference in the different machines comes down to some of their software and some of the processing, the hardware units. And image quality is something we talk a lot about. We use the term resolution, which actually matters more based on the frequency and the depth of penetration, but that's just half of the image quality. The image quality has a lot to do with processing and the quality of the transducers and things like that. So you kind of ask, like, what do I need? I think that getting a workhorse transducer. So for me, it is kind of the medium-sized linear array transducer. And for most upper extremity applications, you need something that goes somewhere between 12 and 20 megahertz. If you're just somebody that's doing lower extremity, you're trying to inject hips, you need more depth of penetration. So you actually want lower megahertz. And those are kind of in the 2 to 8 megahertz range. They do make smaller footprint transducers. So if you're trying to inject a CMC joint or look at a trigger finger, they make the small little kind of hockey stick transducers. Those are really nice because you can get the needle closer to the surface. But I think most people need a medium level machine, whether that is one of the portable units or whether it's one of the cart-based ones, and probably just one kind of mid-sized transducer with good megahertz on the transducer. The other nice thing is that a lot of the transducers have a range. So the one that I use most commonly goes from 12 to 20. So I feel like the 12, you can kind of do deeper things. And in Pittsburgh, we've got some people that aren't the skinniest people we ever meet. And you need a lower megahertz just to be able to see their shoulder joint. And then you've got the 20 megahertz to see the more finer structures.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this conversation has given you a preview of what's ahead at SMA's annual scientific assembly in Houston this year in November. We've built an engaging program designed to inform you, inspire you, and connect you with colleagues. Visit sma.org or scan the QR code to explore the full agenda and register. We would be delighted to have you join us.